Yeah. You know what? So comedy and horror have a weird kind of like they're weird bedfellows. They are fucking always together too. Like there's a lot of really fucking campy comedy in really bad horror movies, and I don't know why that's a thing, but it really is. Like I swear for every like bad horror movie I've seen, there's like three important parts where it's like the kill that they put all their money into that still looks like shit. You have the exorbitant amount of like nudity that's just like filler where it's like we need to eat up 5 minutes, this will do it with female nudity, this will be fine.
More
yeah, right, yeah. And then you have like the bad hokey jokes period section, and those like the nudity scene tend to go longer than they need to, and you're just like, yep, we got the joke a while ago, let's move it on, let's see some kids get murdered. And it's like, no, we're going to hang out for 10 minutes. Tell the same joke over and over again. Just hit it.
Do you think that's because that's what the filmmakers thought was going to distract you and like get you at ease from the horror, like getting you into a sense of comfort with these like dumb jokes, and then suddenly, you're at ease, and then you're more surprised. Do you think that that's what they're trying to do?
Okay, there is something to that.
Yeah.
There is something to what you're saying. But the thing is like making someone forget that they're in a horror movie is really hard to do. And there are times when like there's like light humor in certain things, like, and there's like it works. I think it works better with like relationship stuff where it's like you find out like two characters are actually like in love or something. And you're like, oh, that's kind of cute. That's nice. And that's like one of them immediately dies. You're like, oh, I cared about that person. Like that works better than like an extended like 10-minute bad joke. This is what I think happens, Max. I think when filmmakers get the opportunity to make like a bad movie, they don't start thinking as like this is going to be a B movie. Like they start and they don't know what they're doing and they run out of money, and then things go south, right? And then they have to like change their opinion on the movie. So like that's why you get like the super varied like tonals. Like the intro of the movie is super different from the middle and super different from the end, because they kind of like run out of money and then they have to go like, well, let's just make it pure schlock. At some point they go from not trying to make it schlock to just embracing it because they know they have a fucking bomb on their hands. That's what I think happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Have you ever seen, like, here's an example of that. Have you ever seen Sleepaway Camp?
No, I watched a video on it though. I know of Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, that one is it's memorable for a very specific thing that happens at the end.
Right, yeah.
We'll give it away for all of us, because we're not going to watch this movie.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, people. Fuck off. Yeah. Max, what's the movie?
I'll get to that later, because I think it's more hilarious as a surprise. But there is a lot of really weird. So it's like it's set up as like a general, like, middle school to like, early high school camp that kids go to. And there's like an awkward girl, but there's also like several like counselors or cooks that are like super creepy. Like there's this one guy who's like talking about how like the girls are, don't have any pubic hair and stuff. And it's so strange. That guy gets killed in like a really weird way. He like falls into like a boiling pot of water, which was really funny, like in the kitchen. Yeah. I don't know. So there's like a lot of dumb stuff in it, and it's definitely hokey, but there's like weird other like child molestation things in it too that I think hit a lot differently than they did back then. It was so strange.
Yeah.
But at the very end of the movie, the main character, who's also like the killer in the you like literally the last shot of the movie is like she's like having sex with someone, and like she gets up and she's just standing there screaming, and you pan down and she has a penis.
That's the twist.
And there's no reaction to it afterwards, except for it just ends. I think the credits might have even rolled over the penis.
That's great. That's so great.
I've only seen it once. Kathleen saw it, I think, when she was maybe like 11 or 12. Like just rented it, thinking it was like a slasher movie, and
right.
Yeah, she's She made me watch it. It was.
She got a little more than she bargained for. Yeah,
a little bit more. Yeah,
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so that's one. But yeah, like I imagine all of the, Friday the 13th are all kind of similar. I haven't seen them recently enough to remember the level of schlock, but I get what you're saying. It is weird, Pat. Yeah, that there's the horror because you can do that pretty cheap. There's the nudity because you can also do that pretty cheap. And there's the weird comedy because you have to do that because you don't have any more money.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah, dude.
Huh.
I think that's how it works.